I think I've been fairly unbiased when it comes to watching and reviewing these Heath Ledger movies because of his passing. I'm trying to just look at the films and judge them as movies. But this one, I'm being 100% honest. This absolutely sucked. Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm here to talk about and review The Brothers Grimm. This was a 2005 film that was directed by Terry Gilliam, and the plot is we meet these two brothers, the Brothers Grimm, played by Heath Ledger and Matt Damon, and the two of them go around town to town and they pretend to solve witches' case. They pretend to hunt down witches, people in the town who are claiming that they exist, and they do a lot of smoke and mirrors. They do a lot of trickery to win these people's trust and perform these tasks and get money, and it's working pretty well until they meet the wrong people and they force them to go up against an actual real witch in this forest to save a bunch of kids who have been kidnapped. This movie is horrible. It's horrible, and I have never seen a Terry Gilliam movie until this one. Like, this is my first one, and I looked up his filmography, and he looks like he's directed some movies that I would be interested in, that I probably would end up liking. But this is not the first one to go see. I don't know if this is his fault, if he's to blame, or if the writer. I looked up the writer because the script is terrible. I looked up the writer and to see what he's written, and this makes sense, actually. He wrote 3 out of the 5 Transformers movies. He wrote Scream 3 and a bunch of other movies that made me go, oh yeah, that makes sense. It does. So this film could have been good. This film could have been fun because it tries to be all of that. It had all of the right elements. It had all of the right things in there, like Heath Ledger and Matt Damon playing the Brothers Grimm. Like I said, I like these two actors. I do, and I even buy them as brothers when I look at them, and I feel like they had some chemistry and some rapport. But Matt Damon, I like him as an actor, but that accent, boy, that was rough. That was really rough to hear him try to do this accent. It was brutal. And then for some reason, they wrote him to be kind of a dick to his brother. And even the stuff of the two of them fighting over the girl. I'm like, do you need all of this? Do we really have to go there? The humor, a lot of the times, didn't work. Sometimes I got like a chuckle here and there. But that was just me wanting to like the film, especially at the beginning. I thought it was interesting to see how they were sort of being crooks and pretending that they were going after these witches when really it was just one of their buddies dressed up, pretending to be a witch, and they had all this, like I said, smoke and mirrors and just all these tricks and magic tricks to make it work. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. So then when they do have to go up against a real witch, how's that going to be? And it just gets convoluted and boggled down, like the movie doesn't remember what it was supposed to be or what it could have been. Heath Ledger is really good, I will say that, and I'm not just saying that. Like, seeing the films that he's been in up until this point, he's played characters one way and another way, but this is the most different I think he's been so far, as this shy, almost nebbish guy who's a little silly, a little goofy and quirky, and a lot of his mannerisms, a lot of the way that he was acting and his facial expressions, like, that was really impressive and good to see him play such against type. He wasn't the heartthrob, he wasn't the great looking guy, he was kind of the nerd between the two of them. And the girl that they're kind of sort of competing over is Lena Headey. Lena Headey plays Angelica, and I like Lena Headey as an actress, I do, and it was cool to see her show up in the movie, especially because at first she's strong, at first she seems independent and seems like she can handle herself and knows what she's doing. She's sort of luring these guys into the woods with her because 2 of her sisters have been kidnapped along with other kids, and so you're like, all right, she's gonna be a badass, she's gonna save the day, she's the only one kind of taking this seriously until she gets kidnapped, and then that's it. That's it with her. She doesn't do anything after that. She's just laid up in a coffin somewhere. What a waste! What a waste of a character. We also have Peter Stormare, who when I first saw him, I instantly thought, he's a villain. There's just no other way about it. And he starts off that way, and he's so overacting. He's so over the top. Like, honestly, I don't know what movie he thought he was in, but the overacting and just so much with him, I got quickly annoyed with him. He's supposed to be the comic relief. He's supposed to be the guy that I was supposed to, I guess, have fun with. And I was supposed to buy the fact that he starts off bad and evil at first, and then somehow gains an appreciation for the brothers and helps them out. I didn't buy it at all. I didn't buy it, and I didn't care. Jonathan Pryce is also in the movie, and he too is another actor that when I see him, I go, you're a villain. Because you're always a villain. And even if you're pretending not to be the villain, or if you're not a villain character at first, you're going to end up being the villain by the end of the movie. Same is true here. And there's one silly moment with him that it's near the end. If you've seen it, you might know what I'm talking about. I just am like, wow, who wrote that to be in the movie? And the main villain, they call her the Mirror Queen. She's this mystical witch who lives in this mirror and somehow can get people to do her bidding by spell and whatnot. She's played by Monica Bellucci. And so it was nice to see her, I guess, in her full form, when she's not an old and decrepit, creepy looking witch. But the CGI is so bad. I know it's 2005. I know it's early with the CGI, but there's a wolf that runs around, and the interaction that Lena Headey has with this wolf, it looks like she's interacting with a PlayStation 1 graphic. It's so bad. I don't know why they went so heavy-handed in the CGI. The tree that's grabbing people and doesn't look real, even though it's supposed to be horrific. I don't even get the tone much at all either, because it's really goofy and silly and kiddish at points. But then when the tree's kidnapping people, it's dark, it's scary. When the kids are being kidnapped, in one of the scenes, a horse eats a kid alive. This is disturbing. But yet your characters and your actors are treating this like it's some sketch. I lost so much interest. Any little interest that I had at the beginning, it got lower and lower as it went on. And then by the end of it, I didn't care. I didn't care who died. I didn't care if the brothers were successful. I didn't care. And I feel bad giving this a bad rating. But this movie is some old bullshit.
That's some old bullshit.
So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen the Brothers Grimm. What did you think of it? I didn't want to dislike this movie, but it was my first time seeing it, and I have to be honest, it sucked. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Yeah, it's in the butane. It's in the butane. Yo, okay. Yo, it's butane. I never give up, in God we trust, and it's a must that I won't